And a good evening to everybody. Yes, Ghost Critic, he's back in his corner, he's back in his little nook with all his comic books. Yes, we have light again. I have to first say thank you very much for everyone's concern about me being freezing cold in my bedroom. Seriously, I'm very warm in here, it's very nice and very cosy, I'm looking after myself. I just did not see the point in putting the heating on in my bedroom for the time it took to do the video. Yeah, I played up on it a little bit. It wasn't that cold, well it was, but hey. Anyway, you're here to see some reviews, some great comics this week, and we might as well begin with OMAC. It's issue 4 we're up to now, and again I say this every week, it is just a fun, entertaining comic where, you know, it's just an adventure happens in every single issue. I will be honest and say I wonder if we're enjoying this more for nostalgic reasons. The whole Kirby-esqueness of it is very nice. But no, yes, we have this whole nostalgic thing about it, and you know, we gravitate towards it, and we may give it a better review of it than some people who have never read OMAC before or haven't been introduced to the likes of Jack Kirby. But seriously, if you just want a fun, entertaining comic where, you know, it's not a heavy-handed storyline, you don't need to know like eons and eons of continuity to enjoy it, then pick this up. It's a great read. I fear it won't last long. I don't think it's a high seller, but enjoy it while it's there, please. Issue 675 of The Amazing Spider-Man, and they wrap up a very short Amazing Spider-Man storyline with the Vulture. Now, I think I said this in the comments section when I last reviewed the first part of this, in the sense that whatever was going to come after Spider Island was always going to feel a bit of a letdown. It was never going to have that epic feel from it, and it was going to feel a bit of a disappointment. The story is serviceable enough. Those of you who have read issue 1, the first part of this, I'm not going to be spoiling anything for you, and if you haven't been collecting it anyway, hey ho. But, you know, Vulture's out there, he's grabbing these emo kids, this disenfranchised kids who've come to Spider Island thinking they're going to get spider powers, and the Vulture's picked them up and kind of given them vulture powers, I guess, and he's getting them off to do his bidding, stealing from high-rise flats, apartments, all that kind of stuff. The artwork in here, they've changed the artist. It's Kamungoli, something like that, anyway. It isn't particularly good. It's not bad, it's very different. Who did we have? That's very strange because I thought it had changed. Kamungoli. This artwork in here is much worse than his work on here, and it is exactly the same artist. That is very strange. But hey, the artwork in here, bit lackluster, bit scrappy, to be honest. But you know, the storyline down slot, still right, it's a serviceable story. You have the kind of to and fro in between Carly and Spidey, Peter Parker, and them kind of working their issues out, her being now an ex-girlfriend. And of course she's going to go and have a chat with someone about this, someone who obviously knows Peter is Spider-Man, and a nice little funny ending to end that on. If you're already picking up Amazing Spider-Man, you've already read this, you've already made your opinion. I wouldn't say this storyline was anything particularly exciting that you should be picking up. I think the next issue, 676, it's a kind of a one-shot, told in one tale with the Sandman, because issues after that they're plugging away at the moment. We've got Black Cat and we've got Daredevil. I think there's going to be a little bit of a crossover between the Daredevil and Spider-Man title, and I actually am looking forward to it. If the artwork on the adverts are anything to go by, I'm going to be quite excited. Issue 4, Batman Detective Comics, and this, I kind of guess, wraps up the first storyline from Tony Daniels. And it hasn't been great, let's put it that way. It's definitely in the shadow of its kind of sister title, Batman. Scott Snyder's doing amazing work on that side. Tony Daniel really needs to up his game. It was okay. It wrapped up a few bits. It kind of introduces us, or maybe presents us with a potential new villain in the coming years, I guess. I don't want to spoil too much on this one. It's action-packed. It kind of wraps everything up. I'd like Tony Daniel not to be on this title. Give someone else a go who could be a bit better. Number 6 from The Punisher, and oh, I love this. I love this. It's Greg Rucka, and he's writing Punisher, and it's Punisher. Frank Castle doing what he does best, finding out where the villains are and taking them down. But someone got there first. So, without spoiling too much, a character that was kind of peripheral but very much involved in what has happened over the first 6 issues, goes all Black Ops on us and does what Punisher does best, really. And obviously the last splash page makes for a very interesting cliffhanger to what is going to happen in issue 7. Much more action-packed than the last issue, which was very slow, very sedated, very, well, Frank getting his health back up to speed, so to speak. But it is just a great title. I love Greg Rucka's work on this. The artwork by Clark, Southworth and Hollingsworth, top notch. Love The Punisher. The last 2, I kind of got to review them both together because they've become, or are becoming, so integral a part of each other's titles, and it's good that I feel that it works, because it does work. Scott Snyder and Jeff Lemire have obviously been chatting about this. They've put their heads together and they are creating on DC's dark horror side an intriguing, well thought out, well plotted storyline. Yes, of course, I'm talking about Swamp Thing 4 and Animal Man 4. 2 of the best titles of this DC 52 reboot they are putting out by miles. You need to be picking these up if you have any love of the kind of dark side of DC, the horror side of DC. Let's start with, because you know what, Animal Man, I've given this book of the week, issue of the week every time it's come out, and it deserves it. To be honest, this week, I think Swamp Thing just pips it, but only just, because Animal Man is just fantastic. We've got him and his daughter facing against 2 of the rots, let's call them the rotters. And Maxine showing how capable she is and how powerful she is when she is within the red. Now, there are already hints that when she leaves the red, her powers are going to become not uncontrollable but unpredictable, and she has to be taught this. She has to be taught to use the red to its fullest potential when she's not within the red. Great artwork as always by Charles Foreman. I know it's not to everyone's tastes, but I love it. I think when he does leave the title, and whoever they get on the title is going to have a tough job for me to live up to this. And I'm sure it's going to be very, very different looking. In this issue, Abby and Alec are out following William Arcane, the little boy who, you know, he's part of the Rot. He's like a soldier for the Rot. His power now is that, you know, if you've got something dead inside of you, whether it's dead skin, whether it's a full-on tumour, whether it's just a scar, he can bring the death out of that, and, you know, he'll just make things a million times worse for you. And he does this within a diner as he's going on to wherever he's going. Buddy and Abby, no, not Abby, yes it is Abby, no it's not Abby, it's Maxine. I'm getting the two titles mixed up now because that one is Abby and Alec and this one's Buddy and Maxine. I'm really, really sorry. These are just so good this week. Oh, what am I going to do now? Let's start again. Maxine and Buddy, storyline, the Rot, Maxine showing off great powers, brilliant. On the flip side of that, his wife and his son, unbeknownst to them, is in a car with one of the members of the Rotters, and of course the boy gets kidnapped, taken into the woods. Mommy dearest has got to go and save him. Brilliant, brilliant, pick it up. Let's get back to Alec and Abby now in Swamp Thing. Yes, pick of the week. Go and pick this up. Oh, what a mess. I'm really sorry, guys. It's been, you know, I've had 3 days off, but I'm just a mess. I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, Abby and Alec are both going off to try and catch up William Arcane, the kid. I've just told you all that part. Anyway, they don't catch up to him, but they decide to have a bit of a rest, and they both fall asleep and go into this dream about the Green. And the Parliament tree's there. They're giving more history about everything that's going on, and why, you know, Alec has to be the Swamp Thing again, but he's still resistant from it. And the artist has changed on this. It's now a guy called Marco Rudy, and I know I'm probably not going to be very popular about this, but I much preferred the artwork in here. You still have those amazing kind of spreads and imaginative panelling that you had with, is it Yannick Paquette? I think that's his name. There's still all those, but it's much more... It's not as chaotic. I can see what's going on in each panel. I can follow the panel outline and where I'm meant to go from one panel to the next, despite the craziness of it all. And it was just a great, more comprehensible read. And I really had my doubts when this first came out, but this is now almost top of the pile for when I'm reading. And I'm really sorry about all that chaos, but that is the comics for this week. There are a few things I want to say before I leave this video off, and that's, you know, it's 2 weeks. It's probably less now till Christmas, so it's all a bit chaotic, but I will still keep trying to do videos for you. What I am going to do next Thursday, it will be a Christmas bonanza. Yes. There will be the normal reviews. I will get a review of The Amazing Screw-On Head, which I told you I'd bought. Oh, what else will there be? There will be Christmas songs in the background. My comic book corner will be turned into a little grotto. I might even wear a Santa's hat. There will be plenty of mulled wine. It will just be like a giant-sized episode, so prepare yourself for next Thursday. Yes, over the next week, maybe week and a half, I will try and film as many videos as I can and upload them throughout the Christmas and New Year period, just in case you have got nothing better to do with your Christmas than watch me. So there'll be more long box history videos. There will be, hopefully, I have now received my Marvel Masterworks of the X-Men, which has got the first 10 issues in. This was Edward 2692. You know who you are, Edward. It was his choice for December. I only got this on Tuesday and I've looked through it and that's about it. I've not even started reading it. It looks fantastic and I can't wait to get my get really into this because it just looks amazing. So this might tip into January. I might get a chance to do it just before December ends. I have been away for a few days because I've been a few days off work doing shopping and such like, and you will have seen I've been to London if you've watched my previous video. So now what I'm doing, I'm basically catching up on all your guys' videos. You've been hard at work while I've been away, and I'm really sorry that, you know, I haven't commented yet or, you know, even watched them, but I am going through the list, I promise you. If I've got something to say to you, I will say it to you. That's it for this week. If you're new, as always, to this channel, there's a subscribe button up here. I would love to see you back again. Down here, there's a thumbs up, which I'd like you to press lots of times. And even further below, there's a comment box. You tell me what you bought this week. Did you buy any of my titles? What did you think of my reviews? Didn't I make a mess between Animal and Swamp Thing? I should have left them separate from each other. What else? Oh, another thing about the Christmas edition. Just to, I don't know, this might just an idea. If you want to ask me any questions about comic books or anything comic book related that I'll answer, pop them in the comment box as well. I've had a few people of late sending me personal messages asking me questions about comics, and I'm always happy to answer them as best as I can. I'm telling you, there are better people out there that could probably help you, but I will do my best. So yeah, if you want to ask me a question, we'll stick it in the Christmas Bonanza episode. Oh, and before I forget, there will be my annual best and worst of 2011 video coming up within the next 2 weeks too. So lots going on. My Christmas YouTube life begins now. Goodbye everybody. I'm going.